Hey guys, this is Sohab Chowdhury, also known as Valens.
Hi, I'm Christine Potter-Chi. I'm the head coach of evilgeniuses VALORANT.
I lead gaming at EG. My esports background is engineering that led to being a professional player and then a coach, and then back to engineering and data science, and then now back to the gaming. So kind of always ping-pong in between.
Played Counter-Strike for many, many years. As soon as VALORANT came out, started playing that, and now I'm the head coach. The HPE Futures Combine is pretty much a qualifier for VALORANT players to show what they got.
The HPE Futures Combine this year was a slightly different variation because we put a lot more emphasis on bringing the players into the actual in-person stage that we're doing right now after doing a much more extensive interview stage. We really wanted to get a good idea of how they think outside the game, but also be able to look at their past VODs, how they communicate to make a good decision on who to actually bring in.
My name is Carson Young, or Son of Car.
Hi, I'm Kat, aka Katsumi.
My name is Jace Parks, or Truth.
My name is Ali Salahadin, and my in-game tag is also Ali.
My name is Dayton, or better known as Lear in-game.
Our partnership with HPE very firmly focuses on the machine learning and data science aspect of esports analytics. And this really started in full force last year when we built our relationship analysis tool, which helped a lot with our map drafting process in League of Legends, as well as the communications analysis tool, which is game agnostic, which I love. That tool kind of helps us analyze communication during practice games. Anytime we have audio recordings of our own teams playing and talking to each other, being able to establish kind of a baseline level of how often they talk, how loud they're talking, how they kind of respond when it's under pressure, clutch situations, corresponding the in-game what's happening with what's happening in communication and intonation. And this year we are kind of full-fledged focused on VALORANT. And what that helps us do right now with HPE is we're looking at different ways to create scorecards automatically with how useful people are with their utility, how well they're utilizing their mechanical skill, how well they are in clutch situations. So a lot of in-game focused metrics and data science tools are the scope of this year with HPE. I do think the future of esports analytics are going to be these game agnostic tools. So again, things like the communication analysis tool, this ranking framework we're building this year as well. These are things that will transcend whatever esport you're working on right now. I think more and more organizations, more and more technology partners, I hope, and really, it makes sense for them too if they're headed in the right direction to also replicate this kind of approach, this modular approach. There's very few companies, HP is one of them, that really understand best practices from software design, infrastructure engineering, where should the data live, how do you make it encrypted, all these kinds of things, all of the above in their GreenLake platform.
So my goal for the HPE Futures Combine was mostly to get out of my comfort zone and get some experience playing against and with some really talented players. I'm a huge Potter fan, so took any chance to work near her.
We'll start with Katsumi. She has been a player that's always been on my radar, just dominating the GC scene for a few years actually, and kind of taking the next step and taking a chance and a risk of being able to compete at the next stage is a lot of pressure. And I know exactly what kind of pressure those are. So I have a lot of respect for her and just wanted to see exactly how she interacts in the next level of competition. She definitely surpassed a lot of my expectations.
I think one of my strengths as a player is that I'm very self-reliant. I'm aware of my mechanical ability and I set myself up to play around it. But I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword where I could definitely be coordinating and working with my teammates a lot more than I am, and something I want to work on is coordinating better. My biggest takeaway is that I want to be more flexible as a player and expand my agent pool a lot, and I think I'm gonna definitely be working on that moving forward.
Coming through with Son of Car, he's just a young, fearless duelist. We've run into him in a lot of scrims actually, and he just farms us. So being able to see him on LAN and seeing what he's got was a lot of fun as well.
My goal going into it, I didn't really start out with a goal. I just came to get experience and play with different people. I think my strengths and weaknesses as a player is I'm a little too selfless on duelist. I need to ask for more. And I think my strengths is I'm good at exposing gaps and getting good at opening kills. I think it helped with my path to pro, just getting good experience, playing versus good people, having good teammates, and just a new environment. I think it was a good experience. I think other teams should probably start doing it. I think it was good to just have new talent come in. During the HPE Futures Combine, I was most impressed by, I'd say Lear.
It's Lear.
For Lear, he's been an IGL that has been on my radar for the past couple seasons as well.
Lear is someone who, honestly, with Potter's guidance and Foe's guidance, has been at the top of our list. We were really hoping to bring him in to this in-person stage, and I'm glad it worked out.
My biggest goal for the HPE Futures Combine was better myself as a player and, to just better connect myself around these people. I love the entire team. I love the staff around here, and it was just a really great experience overall.
He didn't have the most successful season in Challengers, I think, as he would have wanted, but seeing him take on leadership roles with 4 brand new teammates that he doesn't really have a lot of history with was a nice learning experience for him as well as for all of us.
I'll take the experience from the HPE Futures Combine, learning from the EG players as well as the coaching staff. It taught me a lot while being here, and it's something that I'll carry with me.
My biggest goal at the HPE Futures Combine was to almost sort of show to the coaches of EG, so Potter and Mike, how I am as a player, right? My personality, my attitude, but also like if I was actually any good at the game. And
we also have Ali coming through. He was kind of a no-brainer to pick. He's been really successful over in the collegiate scene for many seasons now. And just finding controllers that have that sort of duelist flair and really up to speed on the mechanics is sort of hard to come by. So Ali definitely stood out from the beginning.
I'd say the HPE Futures Combine helped me a lot because I'm able to come out here in person to the EG offices in LA, which is really insane, first of all. And I get to meet the VCT team, but not only the VCT team, but the coaches, the staff, right? Everybody that works it behind the scenes. And it's essentially like living a day-to-day life. I think the biggest takeaway here is to just keep being confident and keep doing the things that I'm doing, because I think that will help me push my career to become eventually a pro player.
And then lastly, Truth. He's definitely the truth for sure. Another fearless kind of duelist, just like Son of Car, and being able to see him on more agents than just the Rays that we kind of knew he was already good at was awesome to see as well.
The HPE Futures Combine helped me go pro in that it gave me an opportunity to play with a bunch of different players with different mentalities, and I can learn and soak in. Alongside of that, I got to experience the coaching staff like Valens and Foe and Potter, and the way that they think about things, the game, all of it together made me better. Being here helped me learn to blend in with a team and adapt. It's kind of difficult getting thrown in with like 4 different players that you've never really played with, but ultimately it taught me that you just kind of have to focus on your own game, go forward, listen to the comms, trust. And I think some of my strengths are my ability to adapt around others, kind of see their needs, and then alongside of that, I have really good mechanical skill. I plan on using all the knowledge that I've learned to be a better player. The things that Foe's told me, the things that I learned from my teammates, I plan on utilizing all of it to be the best I can.
One thing we really focused on was getting the scouting process correct. A big focus, again, is this kind of rating system that we're building with HPE. How do you convert the subjective ratings of when coaches are talking with these players, right? You need to be able to kind of not just keep it subjective, but quantify in interpretation of how these interviews are going with new players that we are just kind of meeting for the first time. 2 tools we've created with HPE so far are the relationship analysis tool, which helps us with the map veto and kind of drafting process. The whole principle is for helping with any kind of draft or veto process for games, as well as the communication analysis tool, which really helps with analyzing voice communication and how that plays a role in terms of the gap between practice communication and on-stage match communication. There's sometimes people are talking a lot less than what they do in practice when they get on stage. Sometimes people are talking a lot more. Sometimes that's related to nerves, sometimes that's just related with hype. So being able to kind of track how communication is changing from a baseline level, day to day, week to week, is something that is a really, really integral part that I really don't think too many other esport organizations are currently doing, that HPE and us have partnered with to look really deeply on. And the third thing that I think is really, really exciting is this year we're focusing on creating this kind of ranking framework for player scouting and also evaluating our own players as well as the HPE Futures Combine players. And this is kind of like a whole kind of consolidated rating system that are taking into account in-game, out-of-game metrics and trying to create one solid score that we can look at a glance, in addition to the eye test and actually watching them play during this combine as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to EG
And HPE
for this amazing opportunity.
Thank you, HPE, for being our official data and insights partner and also building tools with us to help us continue to scout and evaluate our own players. Really, this whole process would not be possible without you.
Thank you to EG and thank you HPE.